Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people, depending on where you're at. Um, Once again, if you're looking at this for the first time, my name is Jesus Anaya. Don't claim to be righteous. Don't claim to be better than anybody. Don't claim to steal any glory from our one and only God. Uh, but I'm also not going to sit here and be one to preach to the choir. I'm going to give you my insights on a few subjects, and as soon as I started this, God started filling me with what to say. So, as a faithful child of God, I do listen to Him, and it's His blessings and rewards have been nothing but phenomenal since I put my faith in Him completely. But that is your choice. I'm not going to rush anybody, but basically. You you will accept God at your own accord, and I believe if it's me to plant a seed and you and someone else to water that seed and nurture it and watch it grow, then the glory goes to God still, but they will be the ones to do it. Um, but basically, my opinion, uh, and I'll state my opinion a lot, and I know with each with each blog that I do. Um, I'm going to get many people that want to retaliate, go against my opinion and start arguing against my opinion, start wanting to debate about the whole deal. It has nothing to do with that. I will not entertain any of that. But if you want to speak your opinion on the matter, that's fine. It's open discussion between all you people out there. I will not entertain any of that. Basically, this is my opinion. I'm not asking you to watch. I'm not asking you to share this, but if you can share it, please share this. The more that it gets out there, the more people that listen, and the more people that listen, the more people that hopefully will eventually get saved. Um, so, I guess the first subject God is telling me is patience. Excuse me. um, it's an easy word to say, um, but it is a hard word to practice, for many of us, especially in today's day and age. Um, it takes someone with a very strong will and desire to please God to be patient. Not saying that they're not out there, and I struggle from time to time. I'm not gonna lie, but that's the first subject that he wants me to talk about, and he gave me a few verses, and I'll go over those periodically through this. But I guess what I need to start out is we all know this saying. We see it everywhere. We've heard it. Most people don't even know that it's even a chapter in the Bible. To tell you the truth, but people use it every day. You see it in houses, you see it in stores, you see it everywhere. You see it on the internet. But it's basically 1 Corinthians 13 is the chapter. Some will call it the chapter of love. I think it's a chapter of virtues. I mean, basically, it's filled with everything that every Christian should strive to be. Not just to show your fellow brothers sisters, but to please God, to please yourself. But if you were to claim any of these virtues, to start practicing them, and somehow attain each of these virtues, it, I can promise you that somehow, some way, everything comes together, and things start to happen for better, because all the glory is for God and His will be done. I can promise you that He will see each of these virtues as you practice them and achieve them in your own life. Um, he'll see this. He'll start to. You'll become a true child of God, and great things. I can promise you can only happen from this. But let me go through. Well, let's see where to start though. So we rejoice. Well, I'm reading from what is this? I guess it's the King of the Words edition. Especially the Gideon's edition, the Gideon's book. But this is one I'm not used to reading from because for many years it's been open to discussion as far as the meanings as they're interpreted. But I'll just read the whole. I'll just read the whole chapter. But though I speak with tongues of men of angels and have not charity, I become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And although I have the gift of prophecy and understanding all mysteries and all knowledge, and through I have all faith, so that I can remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaineth not itself. It is not puffed up, nor doth not behalf itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. Rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoice in the truth. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we all know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put all child things away. For now we see through a glass, darkly. But then face to face, now I know in part. But then shall I know, even as I also I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, charity. These things, but these three, but the greatest of these is charity. Charity in this case can be interpreted as love, as it has for so many centuries. But you know, out of faith, love, and hope, they say that of the three things, of the greatest is love, because in one part you can't have love and not have faith. I mean, if you have love, you have faith. If you have love, you have patience. And you say, well, I love. I said, no. Love can be this broad, or it can be this narrow. It can be interpreted as on different levels, on so many different subjects too. But everyone's true definition of love differs. It differs from person to person, from culture to culture. But if you are children of God, love is one thing, and that's true love. It comes from here. It comes from the heart. It doesn't come from the mind. It doesn't come from the desires. It doesn't come from all things, but love. I mean, if you love, you have patience. Okay. But to me, this was something I struggled, even though I thought I had the greatest patience in the world. I found out that I had no patience at all. I was quick to anger. I was often quick to anger, and that's a downfall. Maybe in the beginning I was quick to judge and learn that that's not because I wasn't perfect, and I struggled, and I couldn't say things bad because I've been there, But patience was hard for me to learn, and I learned that recently through the help of two good friends, actually. But now that I understand it, and it's going to take practice, it's going to take time, um, but as soon as I became patient and tried to understand it, I asked God to understand it. I basically gave it all to God. I said, "Help me understand this. Help me understand it better." Um, and sure enough, the truth came to light, and I understood. And because of that, everything came back to His good. Basically, everything that was taken away. Um, in a manner of speaking, yes, God can take these away to teach you lessons. I can promise you that. But you know, once I learned it, everything is starting to come back, and to me that's my reward, um, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing for me. It's God's reward, but it's a blessing to me. But you know, so many people go through, and they're just so quick to judge it, just not be patient. They have no patience whatsoever, and you see them struggle every day. You know. Uh, but it takes a lot of practice. People today's day and age, people want things and they want it instantly. You know, they want it to happen now. They want it to happen now. They want the understanding now. Well, you know what? Everyone's different. Um, some people think they want to believe that they understand it, but they really don't. Some people claim to already know the patience, but they don't have any patience at all. And, 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 and something I've always believed is, you know, you can always talk a talk, but not everyone can walk that walk. Basically, words are words, okay? I can tell you I'm the greatest and the bestest of everything, every man, everything, whatever. But you know what? If my actions can't follow my words, then basically they are just words. I'm sorry, but they're just words. That's why love and patience and hope, people and faith and everything, and people say, "Oh, I got all that, I got all that." But you know what? Actions, okay? Actions, people. Um, you know, it's it's I can't explain it any other way, um, but your definition of patience, I can't give you the definition of patience. Um, but I hope that God can instill in you that to make you understand that patience is a true virtue, meaning, um, basically you need to slow down. You need to understand the situation. You need to think about it. You need to be slow to anger. Okay, that was a hard lesson for me, to be slow to anger. Not saying that I don't. Um, just for example, just last week, I was very quick to anger with a friend, and in the past, I could promise you that it took weeks, it took months to get over that anger because I was so full of pride. You know, as a Leo, I'm just so full of pride, and I wasn't gonna dare get rid of it because you know what, I always believe my roar was worse than my bite. But yeah, God put me in my place about that. But um, and it started taking things away. So basically, I had to learn, and I learned about patience in so many different ways from so many different people. And these people have taught me these lessons along with God to give me better understanding, and I can't be thankful for that. Some people will call me a somewhat of a calm individual. Uh, some people from my past would say I would be quick to get angry, or you know, always wanted to have fun, easy, most part, most easy to talk to. But I think there would be a lot of people in my past that would say I didn't have patience, and yes, I can agree with that now. But I have more patience than I did before. But I'm going to give you two more Bible verses that I think that has some real value, especially in my life. It's Proverbs 15:18. Um, And it basically says, a wrathful man stirs up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth, appeaseth strife. Um, so basically, I, someone who's quick to anger is going to stir up trouble. Stir up trouble that they don't want. Stir up trouble in other people's lives that they claim to love. Um, and it shows, especially in this last incident I had. I was very quick to anger, and in a sense, in my own life, especially, it made things worse. But like I said, this is probably the quickest I was able to get over that quick lash of my tongue, so to speak. And I once I was able to talk to her again, I asked her for forgiveness. I told her what happened, and things are starting to mend itself right now. It's going to take time, but I let those things on my Facebook, and I have no shame if anyone wants to dwell into my Facebook. It's there's a lot there. It doesn't take much to stir up anything on me from my past. I'm an open book. Basically, I was not perfect, not even close. I am not even close now. Okay, I will always fall short of the glory of God. Um, but I strive every day. I strive every day to go out there, and I strive to be that child of God, the patient, loving, faithful, loyal child of God. One that's not quick to anger, and one that does have patience, one that has faith, but most of all, one that has love. And the other one that I like so much is Psalms 40. And basically, um, this is what I had to do last time. Basically, because I couldn't understand it, I had to. You need to learn to just give things to God. Most people think, "Oh, I know that, and I can deal with it." No, you obviously can't because you're having all these issues. Okay, but if you could understand it, and if you can't understand it, you have to give it to God. You're almost required as a child of God to give it to God. That'd be like going to your father or your mother and saying, "I need help. Can you help me understand this?" And that's what you're doing with God is you're giving it all to Him and making you better understand it. And He will if you really truly want to understand um, the lessons and understand things better in your life. Just give it to God. He will show. He will bring them to the light, and He will show you what you need to do. I can promise you that. That's my word from Him. You know, um, I didn't believe that in the beginning, but as soon as I started giving things to Him and having the true faith, um, you hear that Bible saying, the faith as small as a mustard seed can move a mountain, and people say, oh, that's not a lot. That's not a lot. It really isn't a lot of faith. I mean, mustard seed is pretty small, and people claim to have this faith, but it's I've always interpreted it as there's three kinds of faith. You got the faith that you just know. Obviously you just know it. And then you have, I call it fake faith. It's you claim to have the faith, but when it actually comes down to it, you have no faith at all. But then there are very, very, very few people, and I'm talking about the size of a mustard seed percentage of the population of this world have the faith of a mustard seed. And what I mean by that is you need to 100%, not 99.9%, 100% give your faith to God. understand that He is there to help you, that He's there to protect you, that He's there to guide you, He's there to love you. He's there to honor His word as He told you through the Bible, His word, the truth. Um, but if you just had the faith of a mustard seed and believed that He can get you through things, I can promise you, mountains will move. You know, I never dreamed anything possible what I'm going through now. That you know that things are happening. Mountains are literally just jumping out of the way because I'm giving my faith 100% to God. You know, in the beginning through my journey, I would question things. I would argue with Him. Okay, I would question why I had to do this, why I had to do that. What doesn't make no sense? You know, it doesn't have to make sense. But if it's coming from God, it makes sense. It will make sense. But after a while, I just stopped. I stopped asking, and I just started doing. Um, Basically, now if He says jump, I'm going to ask Him how high. Just as these blogs He instilled in my heart. Well, you know what? I just do them now. He gives me a subject. I'm going to talk about it. Basically, Psalms 41 is that I waited patiently for the Lord, and He inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of merry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. He hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Many shall see it, and many will fear it, and shall trust in the Lord. Blessed is the man that maketh the Lord his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such a turn aside to lies. Many, O Lord my God, are they wonderful works which thou hast done, and thy thoughts which are to us word, they cannot be reckoned up in order unto thee. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than they can be numbered. But I started giving my patience, my misunderstanding of patience to God to help me better understand it. And eventually I had to be patient. I waited patiently until He made me understand it. Yes, because of my long journey with God, I was probably able to quickly understand it than I was maybe 5 years ago. Obviously, I didn't. but he will hear your cry. I can promise you that if you're true and faithful and understanding that God, Father Jesus Christ, is real, then you have the true faith. You have the faith of that mustard seed. But the problem is when things start to happen, the mustard seed will disappear. You'll drop it. It'll disappear, and you have no faith at all. That's common, and that's understandable. I still have that. We all have that. As humans here on earth, we are quick to lose that faith. But my quickly losing that faith is slowly getting better. And I can almost say it's getting so much better, and it's to the point where, okay, yes, things still scare me, but I'm losing that fear every time I trust in God. And eventually it's not even going to be a question of any fear, because I'm going to 100% totally believe that He's going to get me through it like He has always before. So on that note, I'm going to end this blog today. It's almost been 30 minutes, and I appreciate if you stuck through the whole video. That does mean a lot to me. Oops, as long as I don't slide off the table here. But keep listening. I hope you keep listening. I hope if just part of this sinks in and you understand what I'm saying, and you want to learn. But you want some better understanding. Feel free to message me. If I'm busy or if I'm sleeping, yes, I probably won't answer it, but I will answer it as soon as I'm able to. But I welcome anybody to want to to further their understanding. I can help you through it. I'm not saying I'm God and I'm going to help you understand it, but I can help you through it to better, so you can give yourself to God, so you can better understand it from Him. Um, I can tell you what I believe everything is, and 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 honestly and truly, it's probably different for almost everyone, because everyone's going through something different. But I believe that if you really want to get through it, I think the first thing you need to do is have patience. Because once you have patience, then you can start to truly have the faith and the love that comes with it. So on that note, I'm going to end with a prayer, as I always will. At this point, if you want to go ahead and turn it off, that's fine. Um, but I hope that each time, and eventually, if you're not, that you can rejoice in the prayers and stay for the whole blogs. So we'll go on with the prayer. Um, Thank you, Jesus, for giving us such a wonderful day. Um, I always want to do your will, and I don't want to ever question your your understanding, your reasoning for wanting us to do things. But you've instilled into my heart to do these blogs and given me the first subject of patience, and I hope that many, many, many hearts can open up and open up to you and give their lives to you so that they can better understand from you, our Father, who's given us the truth through His words over and over and over again. And nothing would make me happy that if everyone watching this today can eventually have that faith of a mustard seed, because it is such an awesome feeling, to be able to see mountains move, because you do that for us, because you love us so much. You're a great Father. You've always given us what is good if we have the patience, and if it's always for the good of God, and we have the patience, it will come from God, and it will come quick. Um, but thank you, Father, for giving us today, for giving me the strength to continue to do this, and for giving me the courage to want to do this. But as you know, I still struggle every day, and I hope that you can continue to give me the guidance. You can give all of us the guidance that we need to better understand this, to give us the comfort that we need. But you know that eventually that many, many, many will come to you asking for the same guidance and understanding. And I pray that you can give them just that, and that they can take it in and apply it to their lives. And nothing would be greater to see more and more love come from this earth, because of all the understanding of your truth through your word. But you know that I'm always going to ask this in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen. So thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.